Hi guys, welcome back to What's on My Plate. So for tonight, I'm making a pecan apple cobbler. It's going to be delicious. You're going to love it. So let's get started. Okay, so let's get to my apple pecan cobbler. So we're going to need 5 small apples. I bought gala apples. You can use whichever apple you prefer. So we're going to take these apples, peel them, and slice them thin, about 1/8 of an inch, and that would be the next step. Okay, so here's my 5 apples sliced thinly. We need about 4.5 to 4 cups of sliced apples. So if your apples are larger, just know that you need about 4.5 cups. Okay, in a greased baking dish, this is a deep baking dish, it's about 2.5 quarts. Take your sliced apples and start arranging them all along the bottom in a layer, the best you could. Just layer them all on top of each other. Okay, so in a small bowl, we're going to need 1/2 cup of sugar. We're going to need a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Add that in, a tablespoon of brown sugar, and we're just gonna mix this up. Okay, and we're also gonna add 1/4 cup of chopped pecans. So add all that in here. Okay, and now this is going to go over the apples. That's the next step. Okay, so now take your mixture and just start adding it on top of the apples. Spread it around evenly. Okay. Okay, and then we'll get to the next step because now we have to make the topping, the cake topping that goes on top of this. So look how good that looks already. So I'm just going to set this aside and we're going to start working on the cake mixture. Okay, so in a large bowl, we need 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We're going to need 1 cup of sugar. We're going to need 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're going to need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Okay, and then we'll just blend this all together here. Okay, so this is our dry mixture, and now we're going to work on the wet mixture. So that's the next step. Set this aside. Okay, so in a separate bowl, we're going to need 1 egg. We're going to need 5 tablespoons of butter. We're going to need 1/2 cup of milk. This is whole milk. Okay, so let's blend this all here together. Okay, and now we're going to combine the two, the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients. Okay, so here is our dry mixture. Now we're going to start adding our wet mixture in here and just start mixing it till it's all smooth. Just keep mixing. Okay. Once this is all smooth, we're going to add 1/4 cup of pecans on top of this. And we're gonna pour this over the apples. Okay, so just continue mixing it till it's smooth. And then we'll get to the next step. Okay, so here is my mixture here. It's very smooth. Look how nice. Okay, so we're going to take all of this and we're just going to pour it right over the apples. Okay, so here's my apples. And now take the whole mixture and just start pouring it right over. Okay, make sure it covers all the apples. This is so delicious. I mean, I'm just like, can't wait to eat this. Okay, so the whole mixture just has to cover the apples. So that, and then the next step is just to sprinkle a 1/4 cup of pecans on top. So I'm just going to sprinkle them right over the top. Okay, and now this goes into a 325-degree oven for about 55 minutes, and it is done. And you can eat this with vanilla ice cream or just by itself. It's absolutely delicious. So thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. When it's completed, I will cut a piece out and I'll show you. Okay, so here's my pecan apple cobbler. Came out of the oven. Cook it at 325 degrees for 55 minutes, but if the top isn't brown, then leave it in until the top is brown for a few more minutes. And then when it's removed from the oven, let it cool off before you start scooping it out. And so now I'm going to plate it and I'm going to show you. Okay, so here, let's cut a piece out. Look how that looks. Look how good. Thank you so much for watching what's on my plate. Let me get you a close-up of the inside.